What's up? Today is January 6th, 2016, and gold and silver are still not exciting yet, price action wise, but I'm here to talk about a movie, The Big Short, in theaters right now, based upon the book The Big Short, and I think this movie is required viewing for anybody who wants to be in the markets or anybody who wants to understand how the system works. This movie is entertaining because it shows people who are characters. A lot of these people, the main characters in the movie, they feel like YouTube personalities. The same kind of quirky, offbeat. There's, doomers. Like some of the main characters are like doomers. It just felt like a YouTube thing, right? But so I gotta warn you, I'm gonna talk about the movie some. I'm gonna try and not give spoilers about the plot. But I mean, obviously, we know how the movie ends because we know what happened in 2008. But there are things happening in the movie that maybe you might want to see the movie first, because I'm going to talk about some things in the movie. But I want to say is that one of the biggest point this movie drives home as far as investing in trading goes is that you can be right, but you could lose money and keep losing money. And eventually you're right, but you might run out of money, or you might exit the trade. I mean, this Big Short they had set up where they were really sure that the housing market was going to collapse because they were doing their research and due diligence, but they didn't know exactly when. And to have this trade open, it was costing them a lot of money all the time. So they had to lose money until the Big Short happened before they could make their money. And there's a risk that you might run out of money before your being right is finally realized. So really, that's a huge point this movie makes. And another thing that happens is before you're right, things can get even more ridiculous than you can possibly imagine, right? So on your way to being right, things that will happen as the dominoes fall like you predicted, the price action might be completely different than you expected before the final domino falls. Like, for example, you could have the portfolio, and, mortgages in the portfolio will get worse, but the derivative goes up in price, which is really bizarre to the people watching this, and that's the kind of thing that can make you lose all your money before your being right is realized. Yeah, good. It was interesting. Good acting. They took dry subject matter, and they would have like models and famous chef and pop star explain these derivatives, which is pretty cool. And it was entertaining. And I saw it in the big screen, and it's rated R for a reason. If it's a Wall Street movie, they obviously got to show strippers, so you're looking at a 50-foot tall stripper in front of you in the movie. Because they had to throw that in. It's Wall Street. I guess it's accurate. With Wall Street, foul language and strippers is what Wall Street seems to have a lot of. But yeah, it was good acting, and it was a very good commentary. And at the end, they came to a realization that the people in the banks were, the thing is, nobody saw it coming. Nobody saw it coming. Well, that's completely false. There were a lot of people who saw it coming, but didn't care because they were making money on the way up, right? You work for a big bank or Wall Street firm, and you're making a ton of money, and you suspect that this whole thing's going to fall off a cliff, but they didn't care because they were making money, and they knew they were going to get bailed out anyway. So, I mean, the movie is kind of about moral hazard also, where, if these big banks know they're going to get bailed out, they're going to do the worst thing possible, make a ton of money. It's going to crash. They're going to say, oh, no one saw it coming. And then they're going to make more money after the crisis. And that's kind of what happened. These Wall Street big banks made a ton of money before the crisis. They had a temporary, crash. And then with the bailouts, they made even more money. So you get to see the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And it's almost like it's structural now with what's going on. But yeah, very good movie. Good acting. Like Christian Bale was just great. Christian Bale reminded me of someone on YouTube. Same with the other character, Steve Carell's character. These are like YouTube people, but on the big screen. It was like, yeah, The Big Short, and also to finally wrap up, it's like tells you about betting. It's like a lot of these characters, they kind of took very risky bets. They were right in the end, but they really probably bet more than they should have on this Big Short because, I mean, what's better to bet it all on something you think is right, or to be making money but not as much money? But yeah, I just want to say is that this movie is a really good movie about markets and how things work and how you can be right and still lose your shirt, and is it's been 8 years and things can happen longer than you expect. So yeah, thanks for watching.